to the Cowboys LA Radio. I'm your host, Eric Trujillo. The Cowboys are getting set to square off at 1:25 Pacific time against the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about Dez Bryant's injury, the Niners offense, and the Niners defense. Before we get started, there is going to be a huge advantage for the Dallas Cowboys, I believe, at this home game as opposed to any other home game. Dallas Cowboys fans travel well, but the last time that I was at a San Francisco 49er game, it was at least 50-50, maybe even 60-40. Dallas Cowboys fans to San Francisco 49ers fans. And I think with the new Levi Stadium, this is going to be very close to a home game for the Dallas Cowboys. And it might be a little bit livelier because the fans out here in the West Coast seem to be a little bit rowdier than the ones that are at the home games. Sometimes it seems like there's more away fans at our home games than there is Dallas Cowboys fans. But let's get into it. Dez Bryant has a hairline fracture. Unfortunately, this is a high-risk hairline fracture. When it's the patella or what you want to call the knee, it is a high-risk fracture. Which if he keeps playing on it, it could possibly result in it not healing properly, and at that point, it would need surgery. That would be the worst-case scenario, which is bad for our offense. We've been able to control the clock for an average of 34 minutes. Right now, we are the second best team in time of possession in the league, only second to the Philadelphia Eagles. They averaged about 36 minutes per game. Now, why is this bad? Well, first and foremost, we owe Dez a lot of money, and I do think he is our best receiver. And if you can give him a couple weeks off, this game is going to be a hard battle because we have injuries. The Niners are not doing so good at the moment, and it's a game that can definitely be won without Dez. But not having Dez is going to change the game plan, and I'll get into that a little bit more. But let's go ahead and get started with the 49ers offense. It's simple. 2 words. Carlos Hyde. This guy is good. He will make the first man miss. He's a 6 foot, 235-pound back, and he's quick. He's quick, he's fast, he's strong, he has good vision. This is the person that we need to focus on. Carlos Hyde is the best player on the San Francisco 49ers offense. And it's a little bit scary because he is going to be the best running back that we've played. We haven't played an elite running back. This will be the first elite running back that we play this season. And our run defense has struggled even though there hasn't been a lot of points put on us, it has struggled to defend the run. So I'm a bit concerned with their offense as far as Carlos Hyde goes, but we must stop Hyde. And that leads us to their QB, Gabbert. He is bad. He's not a good QB, but he's going to have a very nice advantage this week that he did not have last week against the Seahawks. And I am going to use the Seahawks game as a reference a lot because that was the tape that I studied and saw a couple of things on both sides of the ball for the Niners. The difference in this week is that Blaine Gabbert is going to have all day long to throw. And in the NFL, if you give anybody all day to throw, they're going to find somebody. As good as the DB's coverage is, if they have to cover for more than 4 seconds, it's impossible. And that's kind of what I'm worried about here. Can we put enough pressure on Gabbert so that he makes the mistakes that we're going to need from him to come away with the victory? Or how come, I'm hoping that Marinelli game plans. He doesn't like to blitz, and I understand that. He's actually blitzed this year less, already in the first 3 games, less. The average is less than last year's. So I don't expect this to blitz on Sunday. So what can we do? Disguise the coverage. Roll him out, drop the backers into different coverages, play man. Keep him off balance so he doesn't know who's covering who, and make him make those mental mistakes. That's got to be the game plan on defense this week. Stop Carlos Hyde, confuse Gabbert, because unfortunately I don't think that we're going to get pressure on the QB. Now, thank God willing, this is the last week that we will be with DeMarcus Lawrence. Bearing he doesn't have any injury setbacks, but this is a game that's how we're gonna have to pull it out. And they are a fast moving offense. They only possess the ball for about 25 minutes a game. Now that's gonna play into our defensive and overall game plan, and I'll get into it right now when I get into the Niners defense. The Cowboys, like I said, they average 34 minutes of possession. The Niners average only 25 minutes of possession. That means this Snyder defense is going to be on the field a long time. So in the first half might be a very low scoring game because they're going to, without Dez Bryant, with the opening talk that we had about Dez Bryant's injury, without Dez, they're going to be able to bring 8 into the box. They're going to man up Terrence Williams. They're going to man up Cole Beasley. They're going to man up Butler. They're going to man up Witt. And they're going to say, okay, beat us. Beat us with those guys, but you're not going to beat us with Zeke. And as much as other teams have tried to do that, we still had Dez for each and every game. So they had to respect that and have somebody over the top, double teaming Dez, and then it wouldn't really leave a true 8-man in the box. So now that Dez is not here, the Niners are going to be able to really stack the box and really fill every gap there. And let's talk about a couple of players that they have that are playmakers on their defense. They have Eric Reed, Navarro Bowman, Mott Brooks, and Ward. Ward is a corner that they have, and he is very good. And although the Seahawks had a big day against them, a lot of those plays were rub plays where they were just picking them off and picking them off and picking them. And we don't tend to run those kind of plays. So Ward is somebody that can probably shut down Terrence Williams. I don't know if he can shut down Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley is a mismatch for almost every team, and he's going to have to be our go-to guy in this game because I think that he's one of the few that can win a one-on-one battle along with Jason Witten. Reed is a tackling machine. This guy is very similar to Byron Jones. If you want a pretty quick assessment, they're very similar. Byron is more athletic, but they're very similar. They can cover and they can bring very good run support and they wrap up great. Reed is a very good player and he's probably going to be that person that walks up into the box and leaving Bethea back at free. Bowman is a beast and he'll make that play. If he's a linebacker that's free, he'll make it. And it's going to be one-on-one him versus Zeke. I like Zeke as the game wears out. But Navarro Bowman is going to get his, and so I think this first half is going to be very low scoring due to the fact that they're going to be able to stop that run, and we may not be able to get any passing game going at the beginning. Mott Brooks, this guy can get pass rush. Unlike us not being able to get, he can get some. So we're going to need Tyron Smith back, and if we can control Brooks. Ronald Blair brings a little bit off the edge, and the other linebacker that they have out there it brings a little bit off. But Amar Brooks is the guy that we have to block. And those are the 4 players there. Those are the 4 guys that you really have to account for and make sure that you plan against. Their rookie from Oregon is DeForest Buckner is not. He's in the D-line rotation and in the D-tackle rotation. And to be honest with you, that's their weakness. If they run blitz, trying to stop it, and we can get a crease, it's house. And those are the kind of things that I mean. Things are going to open up. So we're going to have to keep cracking at it with the run game. Their D tackles is their weakness. The Seahawks were able to expose them and create huge gaps, huge holes. But what the Seahawks had on their side is that they were beating them deep all day long, that they couldn't stack the box like they would have liked to. They had to keep 2 safeties out. We're not going to have that luxury. They're going to be able to bring that 8th person into the box. So we're going to have to take our chances. And when we hit that, the right play at the right run blitz, it's going to create openings for Zeke. And we'll have to take advantage of those and put up the points that we can. I do think we'll have a larger time of possession. I do think that this game we're going to average about 36 minutes for the game. And they're going to average about 24 minutes. But it's going to take time. It's going to really... The scoring will come, I think, later in the game, not so far off the bat. their defense will tire out. If that's the time of possession game, I think that's what we've been playing these first couple of games. We've been playing the time of possession. That's going to be the key in this game as well. Tire out their defense, contain Carlos Hyde, and this game is definitely something that we can win. And limit the mistakes. Limit the mistakes. Blaine Gabbert might give us a gift. We can't give any away. We really can't. We haven't really had a big problem with turnovers. Zeke had the fumbles. He recovered one of them. But we have not had any other issues with turnovers, and that's one of the recipes why we've been able to win the last 2 games. So, what is going to be the outcome of this game? I do believe we're going to win. It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be something like 24-10. They're going to score on us. They're going to get theirs because Carlos Hyde is a dynamic player, and we don't have a pass rush at the moment. And when you have that, things are going to happen, kind of like the Bears with last week with their backup QB were able to put points up on us. So that's it this week. It's going to be a game that everybody thinks is going to be an easy victory, and it really isn't. I think right now, as far as the defense goes, we're almost a mirror image of what the Niners have. We have one good corner, one good safety, one good linebacker, and one good defensive player on the D-line in Terrell McClain. So it's really similar. It's crazy how it's almost like we're playing a mirror image of our defense. On the other side, Carlos Hyde is very similar to Zeke. So this game is not. We had a playmaking receiver. I don't think Dez is going to play. It's probably in our best interest for him to rest. So neither of us have a playmaking receiver. They don't. The Cowboys don't. It's going to be a tight game, and I think the only thing that's going to make us overcome is our O-line. Zeke behind our O-line as opposed to Hyde behind their O-line, and control possession. And I think Dak has been doing a great job of running the offense. And as long as Coach Linehan keeps the game plan simple and points out the weaknesses that the Niners have, and when they see what kind of blitzes they're bringing, calling the right play, we can bust out big plays when we can and then control the clock as they tire out throughout the game. We're going to need big games, surprise games from someone like Bryce Butler. My bet is on Terrence Williams. He had a nice game last week. He had the fumble. I do think he comes out and he has a surprise game for us in the absence of Dez. And Ward's more than likely going to be on Cole Beasley because I do think Beasley should be our number 1 option this game. He's very hard to cover one-on-one, and Dak seems to know how to find him. So just remember, Sunday afternoon, the game is at 1:25 p.m. So wherever you're at, it's the second game. It's in the second slot. So first games of the day, and it's in the second slot. That way you don't miss the game. I actually want to shout out DC Blue Star Twitter. You guys gotta check out her artwork for any of the Cowboys that she does. It's really well done. If you look on my website, it is my header to Zeke right in front of the AT&T Stadium. It's so well done, and she has a whole bunch of followers. Doesn't need any more. But every podcast, I'm gonna shout out people that are representing the Star and just try to get them out there, show some love. So go visit at DC Blue Star on Twitter and check out her page. As she has a lot of amazing different things that she does for your screensavers and calendars and etc. That's gonna do it for this episode. I do think we're gonna come out with the victory. It's not gonna be a high scoring game. It's not gonna be pretty, but it doesn't matter. Just get the W and enjoy the game on Sunday. Thank you for listening. I'm Eric Trujillo for D Cowboys LA Radio. Good night.